Today I want us to study the land of Goshen versus the promised land. One of the question marks, and I always put question marks in my Bibles when I don't understand things, is I used to look at the people of Israel and their comments on, why are we leaving this land? And they didn't want to leave it. I thought, well, I don't blame them. I mean, the land of Goshen is the most fertile area in that whole part of the world. The land of Goshen is the Nile River Delta. The Nile River is always flowing into it. There's always an abundance of water. And, they're going to go through the desert and go to the land of Israel, where a lot of it, there's not a lot of water. And I remember putting question marks in my Bible going, okay, what's the difference between Goshen and the land of promise? Well, Pastor, it's the land flowing with milk and honey. Yeah, but, you can remember some of the rebellious people of Israel. They also said the land of Goshen was the land flowing with milk and honey. So what's the difference? Deuteronomy chapter 11, beginning with verse 10. For the land you are about to enter and take over is not like the land of Egypt from which you came, where you planted your seed and made irrigation ditches with your foot as in a vegetable garden. Rather, the land you will soon take over is a land of hills and valleys with plenty of rain, a land that the Lord your God cares for, and he watches over it through each season of the year. Now, that is a very different description than the land of Goshen, which would be completely flat and really have one season. Okay, I mean, basically one season. Instead, the promised land was going to have multiple seasons, which means multiple crops. It's going to have rain rather than watering everything like a vegetable garden, making irrigation ditches with your feet. So all of a sudden we begin to realize the destinies for our life are always better than the temporary places of abundance. Remember, I always teach you that in hard times, God will bring you into a land of Goshen. But you have to understand there comes a time to leave this temporary place of abundant provision and go into your destiny. And you need to understand that the place of destiny is very different than Goshen. Number one, God cares for the land. The land belongs to God, and God cares for the land. God cares about the path he has for your life. God cares about the destiny, the plans that he has, the dreams that he has placed in your life. And God is going to care for that. Not like the promised area. That's just a temporary holding place. All right. Goshen's just a temporary place. But the other thing is you reap with less work. Let me say that again. You reap with less work. In Goshen, you planted, and then you had to dig irrigation ditches with your feet to get water to the plants. But in the promised land, God works with you. God sends rain on the land in its season. Do you get it? God's gonna bless the work and the destiny. In your place of promise, in the plan that God has for you, God works with you. It's not as hard. Goshen might be a place of abundance, but the destiny that God has for you is more than just a place of abundance. It's a place of abundance where God works with you.